Hi everyone, Aiden here with etrailer. Today we're going to be taking a look at these two different size options for the B&W Tow and Stow for 3-inch hitches. Now these are going to be tri-ball mounts giving you a 2 5/16, 2-inch, and 1 7/8 ball to tow with. They're both going to be adjustable to different heights and both fit 3-inch hitches. Let's check them out. So let's get some specs out of the way right now. As far as weight capacities go, with the 1 7/8 ball, you're going to have a 3,500 pound gross towing weight rating. That's how much weight it can pull. For the 2-inch ball, that jumps up to 7,500 pounds. And for the 2 5/16, that jumps all the way up to 21,000 pounds. And that remains the same across both size options. The tongue weight will be 10%, so in the case of that 1 7/8, 350, 750, and 2,100 for that 2 5/16. So just make sure that whichever one you're using, you don't overload it. And of course, just check what your truck is capable of. You've got a 3-inch hitch, but you just want to go by the lowest rated component. And if that happens to be your truck, then just make sure you abide by that. Now the only difference between these two is the drop sizes. The one in my hands right now is a 4.5-inch max drop. That's in the position that's in right now. But I could also flip it over completely in the hitch receiver and turn the ball upside down to get a 4-inch rise. Now in the case of the one right here, that's going to be a max drop of 7.5 inches and flipped over a max rise of 7 inches. So this one will definitely give you more adjustment if you've got a taller truck or maybe a larger variety of trailer heights that you need to adjust between. This could be better for you. Or if you've just got 1 or 2 trailers or you don't have as tall a vehicle, then the smaller one could be good for you too. Just check that out with your truck and trailer combination and find the right size. But with all that in mind, why choose an adjustable tri-ball mount like this? It's going to be convenient. So let's say we need to switch between trailers and have a different coupler size. All right, let's swap to that 2 5/16. Repin it and clip it in place, and then we're good to go. Need to switch to a 2-inch coupler. There you go. It's really quick, really simple. The pins and clips are included there. And then on the same vein, if we need to adjust height, it's just 2 more pins on the side that we can pull. Raise this up and repin it wherever it works best. Once you get that first one in, it becomes infinitely easier to get the second one, clip it in place, and hook up to your trailer. So the convenience of adjusting things certainly can't be overstated. It's really nice, especially if you've got a lot of trailers that you're frequently switching between. But one other thing that the Tow and Stow has that makes it unique is the ability to flip it around and stow it. So all you got to do is flip the ball platform upside down, or rather right side up, because it'll actually flip over. Unpin the 2 side pins that control the height adjustment, and it'll flip completely around on itself. Here's where it goes upside down and pins into place underneath the hitch. So you can leave this in the hitch full time. It's not going to be as obtrusive, and then when you need to tow, it's really simple to just flip this out, hook up, and go. But in this case, it's not going to be sticking out all that extra length. So if I'm walking around my truck, it's only sticking out about 2 to 3 inches. It's much less likely that I'm going to hit my shins on it as I'm walking by, and just it'll be more out of the way. It's a really unique feature that the B&W Tow and Stow has, and it's one of those things that I think would be really useful for someone that is towing all the time. Now, one thing that's not going to be included here is the pin and clip. You can pick up just a regular pin and clip, but I would strongly recommend a locking hitch pin and clip because, let's face it, a ball mount like this is an investment and you want to protect it, because if someone can just pull a pin and clip and take it, that's no good. So if you're looking for a locking pin and clip, I would recommend maybe the etrailer one, just because it's going to have a really nice lock core on it. You can pick it up in the correct span to span your 3-inch hitch, and it's going to keep your stuff just protected. So that'd be my personal recommendation, but you can always pick up a standard one if that's what you prefer. And then that's also pulling that out of the hitch and putting it back in is how you'd get it to the rise position like we were talking about earlier. So that part isn't as quick and convenient, especially if you do have a locking pin, but it's still nice to have the option if you did need a rise in your ball mount. A few measurements to keep in mind here. From the center of the hitch pin hole to the outer face of this platform here is going to be 4.5 inches, and that's the face that's going to be the furthest out when this is in the stowed position, which you could only do in the drop position, just to make that clear. Now, from that same point on the center of the hitch pin hole to the outer, or the center of the ball, where your trailer is going to be hooking up, is 9.25 inches. That measurement will let you know how far your trailer is going to sit, where the coupler is going to sit relative to your vehicle. It's important to note, though, that there are 2 hitch pin holes to choose from. They're going to be about 1.25 inches apart, just a little under. So if you did need extra clearance from your vehicle, you could go to the outer hitch pin hole and give yourself almost an extra 1.25 inches of clearance. Now, it's important to mention that both of those hitch pin holes are a 5/8 inch diameter, so just keep that in mind too, depending on your 3-inch hitch. Some of them might have a larger diameter pinhole, but that's just something to watch out for. If yours does, maybe pick up a ball mount that has a hitch pin hole that can accommodate that larger pin size. Now, as far as construction goes, you got chrome plated balls on the outside, and speaking from experience and all the people here in the eTrailer parking lot that use a B&W ball mount, that chrome plating holds up remarkably well. So if you're looking for durability, that's going to definitely give it to you. The main body is going to be a black powder-coated steel, and those included pins are going to be stainless. So you've got really great rust protection all throughout, and this can certainly be a ball mount that stands up to the elements over time, especially if you do plan on leaving it in your hitch full time. But aside from that, it really just comes down to, if you like this style of ball mount, which size you need. They've got the same weight rating, same construction, same options. It's just a matter of whether or not you need that larger drop size or not. Otherwise, if you're looking at different options, B&W does make a dual ball mount version. If you didn't need that 1 7/8 inch, that's an option for you too. Or there's plenty of other adjustable ball mounts on our site, from bulletproof hitches to Gen Y. They'll do very similar things, but for me personally, especially for this 3-inch hitch, I like the B&W. I think the adjustments are a little bit easier to make. The construction just feels a little bit nicer, and it does give you more options with the tri-ball mount and the really sleek stored position. Other ball mounts may have similar features to that stored position, but I think B&W does it best and gets things as close to the vehicle as possible, making it the least likely to kick with your shins as you're walking around the truck. But that's just my personal preference. You can make that decision for yourself. This was just our look at these different tri-ball mount options for your 3-inch hitches from B&W. Thanks for watching.